gonna say.
All right. Hey, my name is Shakari Wilson, and today I'm going to be doing my persuasive speech on how poverty affects the justice system. Poverty, by definition, is a state of being extremely poor. However, individuals characterized by this can be successfully split up into different groups or subcategories. These distinctions are in place solely for the fact that most urban areas are susceptible to higher crime rates and other environmentally settings that expose individuals to activities that place them within the justice system. This paper will also focus, the speech will also focus more on crime and conviction rates observed within these areas. Throughout this proposal, various sources will be examined as well as a look into opposing viewpoints. The justice system systematically takes advantage of individuals' socioeconomic status as an ineffective means to regulate crime. Cities across the nation are experiencing an influx of convictions and an inflation of the crime rate. Most of these statistics, however, come from urban and underdeveloped communities, thus placing individuals characterized by poverty inside of our justice system at an increasingly alarming rate. Such observations raise the question whether poverty has any correlation with how the justice system convicts. Through many apparent correlation this has led to an even bigger problem. It is morally unjust for the justice system to systematically keep poverty-ridden individuals through a constant loop of court fees and often prison time. A bigger look should be taken into the environment where these individuals are exposed to and possibly why exactly they are choosing to commit these crimes. Once a closer observation is taken, we can finally look at ways to reform the justice system. The biggest problem observed with this phenomenon is the fact that it leaves no reform for these individuals and allows the justice system to continually exploit their socioeconomic status. If there is no reform in place, it leaves individuals no way to possibly change and be productive in society. When the justice system places bails on individuals knowing that they will never be able to afford such fees, calls into the question the fairness of the system. Thus explains why more poverty-characterized individuals are overflowing prisons and scattered throughout the system itself. Lower income individuals are disproportionately arrested and accused of crimes. The statistics shown in an article illustrate how the equal justice under law phrase does not hold up when it comes to poverty. The article goes on to describe how impoverished neighborhoods are more heavily policed and how their trials are not as productive because they are given lower end public defenders. This article gives a breakdown of how exactly impoverished individuals are discriminated against in the justice system, as well as taking a more in-depth look at the arrest rate in certain neighborhoods and the number of cases lost by public defenders. Statistics show that higher crime rates occur in lower income areas. This link explores how the area individuals are exposed to and their conditions they grew up in correlate to their possible participation in criminal activities. This helps establish a background for many of the people suffering from poverty and being discriminated against in today's justice system. Such background can help me illustrate a bigger picture of the cycle that continuously is happening. According to the Constitution, all Americans have the right to an attorney. The right of the right to an attorney is not enough, describes how the intent was good, but the justice system essentially does not follow up. The poor, who one would expect to be the top priority, are often punished severely regardless of the nature of the crime due to their inability to pay and influence. The initial costs are not clear, but it eventually becomes apparent that these services are not free. The writer describes a lot of obstacles that impoverished individuals have to go through that people at a higher status do not have to deal with. Unnecessary burdens are placed on individuals. One of the main opposing viewpoints to this type of research involves a particular thinking that takes poverty into consideration but does not view that as a reason behind crime. An obvious hole exists within my argument because technically there is not a piece of hard evidence for me to disprove. Similar to the other psychological-based claims, it will be extremely hard to prove that my stance is worthwhile and nothing more than an opinion. Throughout my research, I will have to continuously bring up statistics, factual-based evidence, and try not to stray too far from research-based dialect. Various psychological experts interested in this particular topic will help me further validate my claim and provide a more scientific basis.